friends, welcome back to my channel. Sas here. I'm here to do the review of 90 Day Fiancé. Last night's episode was nothing went on. I mean nothing, but hey, I'm here to review it nonetheless. Alright, now let's talk about Angela and Michael. Now if you are new to my channel, hello, welcome to the family. I don't care for Angela and I don't care for Michael. They refuse to leave us alone. Me alone. Y'all may like it. But how many seasons have they been on this show? And they keep bringing them back. Okay, so I guess now the reason why they're on this show is because Michael finally is going to make it to the United States. We don't know that for sure right now because, he's waiting on, the visa. But we have Angela. Angela's with one of her friends, and she is going to get Botox because she wants to look younger. Child, how much Botox are they going to use, child, for that face? Okay? How much? They need to be sticking it in her throat. That's what they need to be sticking it at with her struggle voice. Child, don't get me started on Angela. So she's there and she says that she wants to Botox because she wants to look younger. Y'all know she's 99 years old. So she is sitting in that chair, just acting a fool. See, that's what we get from, Angela. So Angela, she goes and, Angela, she's at her crib. She's playing with her, grandkids, adorable little kids. I think she has 6 of them things. 6. I said, okay. Her 6 grandkids, and she is saying how she is nervous about Michael's upcoming interview, so he can come over to the United States with to get the visa. So she goes to this old little country market, and let me tell y'all something. Let me speak to y'all a little bit. Speaking, from experience, from a country girl, okay, those little country markets, bomb. Bomb. If you are a city person and you come down to the country, to the south, you need to go into one of those little country markets because you will find everything. Go to the food first because 99% of them are homemade. Honey, just like she said, they got jellies, they got preserves, honey, apple butter, honey, homemade bread. Honey, when I tell you this stuff is unreal. It is delicious. Honey, I love to go to an old little country market. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I will drop money in that place because what you are getting is non-processed. You are getting actual, stuff. No processed crap, no xylithium gum that everybody these stores or big box stores be putting in. Honey, I'm just giving y'all a little wisdom. Okay, these are usually ingredients that are coming from somebody's garden, or they done canned. I'm just telling you, y'all. I'm just spitting a little, I'm just giving y'all a little bit of advice. If you roll down in the south, go to one of those little old country, stores. But anyway, so she is FaceTiming Michael, and of course she's nervous. She was like, are you ready? You don't even know what they're going to ask you. And of course, Michael's laid back. Michael says, don't even worry about it. I got this. Okay, I'm not worried. You shouldn't be worried. She was like, how are you not worried? I am asking you these questions, and it's like pulling teeth. And you think that the people who's going to interview you going to put up with that? Oh, no, because of course, Angela always has to be dramatic. Everything has to be over the top with her. So anyway, we have Michael. Michael is at his uncle's house. Now he says that he's at his uncle's house with his uncle's kids and his uncle's wife. Now there was about 45 kids there. Did she have all those kids? I'm confused. Did y'all see all his nieces and nephews? It was about 55 kids there. I said, now I know she didn't have all them children. But anyway, anyway, her auntie is asking him about, the United States. Where's Angela? Are you excited? And the kids was like, I want to go to the United States. And he was like, oh yes. I would love to bring all of you over to the United States. Okay. So later on, we see Michael meet up with some American people who are now living, I'm assuming in that area or around there. Anyway, they live overseas, and they meet up with Michael, and they are, just trying to get to know him and to discuss his upcoming trip to America. They're asking him all kinds of things. They were like, oh, okay, where's Angela from? Where's Angela at? And he was like, oh, she's back in the States and she lives in, Georgia. And so that girl was like, Georgia? And he was like, yeah, it's about 4 hours away from Atlanta. And she was like, well, let me tell you something. It's still some segregation there. That they don't take too well to, some interracial dating. I mean, she didn't say that, but that's what she meant. Bottom line is, homegirl was like, listen, you black. She country white. They may not accept you. Hey, you ready for that? And so, of course, Michael was like, Angela done told me about her small town, that there's white, that there's blacks, that there's Indians. And, he said, just as long as I mind my business and wear my Trump attire, I'm good. What's funny? Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. But I bet you that if it is a small town, everybody in that town know Angela. They know Angela. So they may look at Michael and be like, well, bless your heart, sure. Come on over here. Honey, you're going to see Michael in all these country clubs. You're going to see Michael in all these functions. And honey, where Angela? Angela going to be somewhere in her trailer. She going to be hot as fish grease. Because Michael, honey, the locals done accepted Michael. Wouldn't that be something, child? But anyway, Michael don't seem, too concerned, about the whole race thing. So then they bring up the whole age. And they was like, well, how old is Angela? And so he was like, oh, Angela, she 105. Oh, no, I'm sorry. She's 53 years old. And they said 53. He was like, yeah, I'm 31. And they were like, so that's a 20-year age difference. And he was like, yeah. So one of the girls was like, so you don't want to have kids? Y'all discuss kids? And he was like, oh, no, I want to have children. Angela knows I want to have children. She may not carry it, but I'm going to try to convince her daughter to give us an egg. Now, y'all, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the daughter tell them H-E double hockey sticks now? Which daughter is he talking about? Because she made a clear no to both of them. She has said it numerous times, no. But now all of a sudden in his head, there's some convincing going on. Child, let it go. Okay, let it go. So, of course, they have questions, and they're like, thinking, oh no, this isn't gonna, work out like he thinks it's gonna work out. He's going to take his black self over there to Side Ditch, Georgia, amongst all these white locals, and they may not accept him. He up there living in a trailer with a 115-year-old woman thinking she going to carry a baby. That's what they thinking. They didn't say that, I said. But that's just what they wanted to say, so I just took it upon myself to say it for them. Let's move on. Child, let me get these two out the way real quick, fast, and in a hurry, child. Tania and Syngin, nothing much there. Tania is getting ready for her upcoming trip to Costa Rica so she can become some witch doctor. And she's going to be gone for 30 days out of the 90 days, leaving Syngin there with her mama. So they're having breakfast. And so the mama was like, you're leaving for 30 days, you're leaving Syngin here. I don't know about that, but hey, you can't postpone your trip, so I guess it's something that you want to do or need to do. And honey, Tania has made it real clear. She done told everybody in the country, I can't postpone my trip. I can't postpone my trip. I can't postpone my trip. We know that, Tania. Okay? Go on over there and get your witch doctor license, child. So, Syngin, of course, he feels a little some way about it because he just got to the United States 30 days ago. Okay, and here he is, there by himself, stuck with her mama, living in that shed. Okay, so of course he's a little upset about that, but he wants to support, Tanya. So the mama was like, well, I give you some things to do. You ain't gonna be smoking no weed and laying up all day. You ain't working. You ain't got nothing to do, so you can straighten up around the house. So she was like, you can do some yard work, clean up around a little bit. If there's some leaves that need to be raked, just go ahead in that shed and pick out a rake and just rake those leaves. That's what you do. Ooh, child. She even said that, if you want to get out, because you can't stay cooped up in the room all day and around me all day. You can take my car and, you can, use it and explore the city or town or whatever. I'm thinking to myself, Tanya, you ain't got no car. Why you got to take mama's car? Tanya, where your car at? So anyway, so he was like, well, that's fine. It'll give me, something to do. So they're on their way to the airport. And, kissy, kissy, huggy, huggy. He seemed very upset. He seemed upset. He was crying. And he's going to miss her. I mean, can you imagine going to a different country and you're thinking that you're going to, spend the majority of your time with your soon-to-be wife and your soon-to-be wife leaves for 30 days? Just leave you. Come on, Tanya. Come on. But anyway, that's really it. That's Tania and Syngin. All right, let's move on to Emily and Sasha. This is real quick. They are getting ready to go to the United States, okay? And, Emily, she is just all in a frantic because she's trying to fit all her life into, suitcases. She has established herself in Russia. She has gathered a lot of things in Russia. So, she's trying to pack as much as she can. Meanwhile, Sasha is taking 3 shirts and 2 shorts. She was like, is that all you're taking? And he was like, well, it's summer, right? I don't need no clothes. I can just walk around with no shirt on. Just call me Tarzan. He said it's going to be hot as Hades up over there. So I just need 3 shirts and 2 shorts. That's all I need. I don't need nothing else. And so she said it feels like that you're packing so light that you can just pack up and just come back, to Russia. That's what it feels like. And he was like, well, that's really all I need. So, of course, then it comes up about, her weight. She feels insecure. She still has, some baby weight on her. She's not even big. She's not even big. But to Sasha, Mr. Fitness, okay, she can be, smaller. And when they met, she was real tiny, and she said it's going to be, she's going to have to put in some work to lose, that baby fat. And so there was a pair of pants, and she was like, look how tiny these pants are. And he was like, oh, well, them pants can be your incentive. Let them pants be your motivation to lose some of that baby fat. So anyway, so they're on their way to the airport, and honey, Emily just has a full-blown cry, okay? She has a mini breakdown. She says that she feels overwhelmed. She's going back home. She has the baby. She has Sasha. She has to look for a job. She has to look for a place to live. It's just overwhelming, and honey, she just had, a full, blown breakdown. But she's happy to be going home. But once she gets home, it's going to be a lot. Okay, so they're at the airport. His parents are there. And honey, did y'all see baby David? Honey sitting up in there. I was like, if y'all don't get that big baby out that little stroller, child, let that boy walk. Honey, they done gave big baby David something. Honey, did y'all see him gumming that food? Honey, he was like, here. He was like, why is mom and daddy crying? Y'all better shove something in y'all's mouth and be happy. That's what baby David said. So they're at the airport, and his mom and daddy is, of course, upset. Okay. Their son is leaving and taking their grandchild. So, they're upset. And it was such a sweet moment, I thought, between Sasha and his dad. You can tell they have a special bond, and they really love each other. I thought that was a very, very sweet moment. And hey, we'll see what happens between Emily and Sasha. Okay, let's move on. All right, let's talk about Jasmine and Blake. Honey, what a mess. So we have Blake carrying some luggage up to his parents' house. Okay, they start unpacking the stuff that was inside the luggage. And his mama was like, she up in the kitchen cooking up something. And you know it was going to be good. Whatever that woman cooked, Mama Blake's food was about to be bomb. Guarantee. Guarantee that woman know how to cook up in that kitchen, honey. Woo, Lord. So, she was like, I need to talk to both of you. So, Mama Blake is there, Blake, Jasmine, and then Papa Blake, which is Blake's stepdad, he comes in. And honey, they dropped a bombshell. All right? Blake just seems oblivious to all this. Blake act like he wasn't born and raised around his mama and in the house and in the rooms. He act like he didn't know nothing about all this. So Mama Blake said, now listen here, I don't know who you think you are, but there will be no bumping and grinding underneath my roof. Okay? Now she's welcome to stay. You got to go, because you cannot stay here together under the roof. Ain't gonna be none of that fornicating up underneath this roof. So basically they said that they are very religious, okay? You can't be underneath this roof, you know, unless you cannot live here and you're not married. That's how it goes, okay? So here's Blake. What? When did all this happen, huh? What? I don't know nothing about this. What? There must have been some type of miscommunication. I didn't know nothing about these rules. Well, did that need painting over there? What's that? Honey, Mama Blake said it must have been some type of miscommunication on your part. Okay? It seems like to me that it was pretty clear. All right? And Papa Blake was like, well, if it is miscommunication, ain't no miscommunication now. Okay? There is no miscommunication. And Mama Blake said it real quick, didn't she? She said, I said what I said. You can sit up there all blowed up and mad if you want to. It ain't going to change my mind. Take your feet to the street and hit your brother's house. That's what you do. So, of course, there's Jasmine sitting here like, I flew all the way out here and me and you can't even be together. You know, I didn't even know that we was about to have a long-distance relationship again. And, of course, Blake was like, it's all right. I'll go to my brother's. It's going to work out. Now, I had a question. I said on Twitter, why can't she just stay with her sister? And someone told me, someone replied to me back and said that what address she put on her visa, that is where she has to stay. And I guess, you know, yeah, okay, that does make sense. So she stuck there at Mama and Papa Blake's while her soon-to-be husband is at his brother's. A whole entire mess. Blake knew what was going down. First of all, Blake, he should have his own place to begin with. He should have been moved out. But we come to find out that Mama Blake and Papa Blake is in the process of getting their new home, and they will be leaving that apartment in a couple of months. And so in a couple of months, you know, Blake can come back and him and Jasmine can you know, stay together. But honey, what a mess. Blake is a mess, all right? And honey, Mama Blake was not having it. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Michael and Juliana. All right, so they go see some wedding advisors. Y'all, this tripped me out. So they're there talking, and so they have made a decision of having, you know, the wedding at his house, in his backyard, so they can see the trees and the flowers and the mountain, or whatever, okay? So I thought, okay, that's cost effective, you know. Then the wedding planners was like, well, you know, you can have the wedding there, you know, and the guest is what, 30 to 40 people. Y'all keep that in mind. The guest is 30 to 40 people. Of course, the majority of the people is on his side. So 30 to 40 people, you having your wedding at your house, and they said that the wedding cost would be between $50,000 and Now, I know not. I know not. And then she started breaking it down. She said, well, their little, charge is $10,000. And then she kept talking about the food is $15,000. Is that what she said, Kate? 30 to 40 people and 15,000. Boy, if you don't go somewhere and drink some bleach, I know these wedding planners playing with me. Honey, the wedding is at your house. 30 to 40 people, y'all better go to Costco. That's what you better do. Y'all better go. That wedding shouldn't cost no more than $5,000. No more than $5,000. You kidding me, right? $50,000 to $100,000. Get out of here. Get out. So later on, they're at the house and they're cooking up some food. And who walks in? Who walks in, y'all? Ex-wife Sarah, Miss Timberland. Now listen, I told y'all when I seen her get out her car wearing these. I knew what she was about, and I'm here for it. So they're talking about the wedding. They're talking about how, it's such short notice that they haven't even got anybody to officiate the wedding. And what does Miss Timberland say? What does ex-wife Sarah say? She was like, oh, well, I really don't have anything to do. So, I can get ordained and I can officiate your wedding. I said, Miss Timberland, if you don't stop. And so here's Juliana. Juliana was looking like, what? She was like, now she ain't gonna be in no pictures. Okay? And of course, Michael standing there looking like the first fool. He didn't open up his mouth and say, oh, no, you ain't. You ain't even gonna be at the wedding. So what you talking about, Willis? So anyway, here comes messy, petty Miss Timberland. She was like, now, listen, I don't want to cause any type of, discord, okay? I'm not here for that. But, I just want to put it out there in the atmosphere, is there a prenup? Because this is about the kids. This is about the kids. This ain't got nothing to do with me and my jealousy and my resentment because you with a younger woman and prettier than me. They ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't about me. It's about the kids. I'm just asking about the kids. That's all I'm asking for. So, financially, are the kids good? I was like, ex-wife Sarah, stop it. Now you know what you doing. So here's Michael. Michael took a big gulp, honey. He sweated like a whore in church, child. And he was like, well, yeah, I was going to bring up this prenup. And of course, Juliana has no idea what they're talking about. Okay? Juliana is 23 years old. She done let it be known that she grew up poor, eating dirt, and the only time she can take a shower is when it rains. And you think that she know what a prenup is? Honey, she ain't even thinking about a prenup, okay? So, of course, they're carrying on this conversation, and she's confused. She don't know what's going on, and here is Michael, okay, with his big tongue, don't know how to tell his ex-wife troublemaker, petty Sarah, Timberland wearing Sarah, get out my house. No, this ain't none of your business. My financial situation with my soon-to-be wife, don't worry about that. My kids is taken care of. He couldn't say that. He was like saying, well, financially, yes, I think that I should look into a prenup just to make sure that the kids is okay. Child, you don't need a prenup for that, Michael. I mean, seriously, guys, does he really need a prenup for that? I mean, let's just be clear, all right? Michael can just take some money aside instead of giving her access to the credit cards and she buying whole cars. He can take a lump of money to the side, whatever he makes, and just set it aside for the children. Okay, he can do that, all right? What's wrong with just putting a little money out your check each month and setting it aside savings like normal people? That's what I do. You ain't got no savings account, child. I mean, I know you got a lot of money, but child, you ain't got no little savings account. It was so funny. I'm like, Michael. And of course, Miss Petty, Miss Timberland, ex-wife Sarah, she was like, well, I think it's time. I gotta go. I hope I didn't cause any problems. I was like, Sarah, don't make me like you. Honey, Sarah is something else, ain't she? Let's move on. Alright, last and least, Desperation Anna and Translator app. Y'all, this is just a mess. A mess. Now, I have several things that I want to say about this whole situation. Y'all may agree with me. Y'all may not agree with me. That's why we have the comment section. Okay? So, of course, we have Anna, Mursel, and it's just a whole mess up in that house. Okay? The boys are not feeling Mursel. Especially Joey. I think he's the oldest. He's been having rude, snide, teenage comments when it comes to Mursel. He don't make no qualms about him not liking this man. Which I also feel like he's putting a little knife in his mama a little bit. Y'all feel like that? I think that he's going to have some resentment. I think they all are towards their mother because she done brought this man into their house. And we already know that this man has not yet told his family about them. Okay? Now that kind of hurt a little. You know that has to hurt their feelings. So, she didn't care nothing about that. But now all of a sudden she's concerned. She says, it bothers me that he has not told his family about my children. It don't bother you too much, Desperation, because you still brought that man over here. You still talking about getting married to this man. You still wearing this on your ring, which I'm still confused about. So, let's move on. So they go and they look at tuxedos, all right? The oldest boy tries on a tuxedo. You can tell he feels uncomfortable. She's like, do you like it? You look so good. He's like, no. He's like, I don't like it. The whole thing was uncomfortable. Mursel has had it up to here, okay? He's had enough of Joey. He's had enough of the boys. He's had enough of their mouth. And so he's like, listen, bottom line is, if you don't want me to be here, I can go back to Turkey. And so Joey was like, okay, well, problem solved. Look how easy that was. You hear that, Mom? He said that if I don't want him to be here, he can leave. There we go. I don't want you here. So, of course, Anna, looking like the second fool, is just standing there. She was like, well, let's just see how it works out. I'm just so upset, Now, y'all may disagree with me on this part right here. Yes, I know the boys don't like Mursel. I know that. Okay. And Mursel, I will say this, it's hard, I'm sure, for Mursel to communicate with the boys because they have to use that translator app. But I will say this, I don't think that the boys should be openly disrespecting this man like this. It's some disrespect there. They may not like Mursel, but they shouldn't talk to him that way. Okay? Now, does Mursel have any... that's just how I feel. And I think that it is up for Anna to say that, but we know she's not going to say that because she's conflicted. She has this man that she so-called loves, and she has these boys. Now, Anna put Mursel in this situation. Okay? Now, Marcel's not innocent. He did come over here. Okay? He did fall in love and want to marry an American woman. But I just feel like that the boys shouldn't just be so, disrespectful, to Mursel. They can say what they mean, but they don't have to be disrespectful about it. Now, with that being said, Mursel says that, listen, I'm not getting along with the boys, okay? The boys are just outright mean to me. They don't like me. I don't need to take this. I can just go back to Turkey and just live a happy, wonderful life. Because, see, that's what Mursel wants. Mursel wants Desperation to go to Turkey with him and live and just leave the boys there. That's what he wants. Okay, so desperation, take the boys to the park so they can talk about Mursel again. And the boys are tired of it, okay? The boys have let it be known, we don't like Mursel. We don't like Mursel for you, okay? And even the middle boy, he was like, you know, Mursel's here, taking up all my mama's time. We don't spend a whole lot of time together. And I'm sure he's feeling, you know, a little bit jealous because here's this man coming to their lives, taking up his mom's time, and this man is hiding us, okay? A secret. He haven't even told his family about us, but here he is, you know, with our mom, and want us to accept him as, you know, a stepdad or as a friend. No, that's too hard for us. Now, I understand that, you know, with the boys. But then the oldest one, he was like, you know what? We do want our mom to be happy because she's never happy, okay? But we just don't want her to be happy with Mursel, okay? And of course, Anna, she's in her confessional, and she's upset. She was like, yes, you know, I love Mursel, but I love my boys, but I am not going to leave my boys for, you know, Mursel. Even the youngest one, even the middle one, even the oldest one, all three boys are like, you know, you gonna go over there to Turkey? Go on over there to Turkey. Go on over there. That's what you want. I mean, they're literally telling their mother, you want to leave us for Mursel. They are telling her that. And she was like, that's not true. She was like, I'm not going to leave you. She was like, y'all going to be going to college. Y'all going to have to get a job. You know, no, I am here for you, you know. So, anyway, she said that she deserved happiness, that, you know, she wants to be happy. And I will say, she does deserve happiness. You know, she does deserve to be happy. No one needs to be lonely and miserable and sad. Who wants to live like that? But I just think that the choice she made, questionable. Okay? Questionable. Every step she's done taken with Translator app has been a disaster. Instead of her thinking about her boys, just for a few minutes, instead of her thinking about her boys, their happiness, their well-being, okay, she thought about Mursel. She thought about herself. And it just became a huge disaster, okay? How are you going to break over a man that you can't even have a conversation with without an app, and you expect your boys to accept it? How are you going to break over a man that you have to hide and lie and keep secret your boys because he cannot tell his family? He said it's a problem. That's it. Okay, let me know down below. Honey, that is a whole mess. All right, a whole mess. All right, guys, I think I hit everybody. All right, let me know what you think down below. All right, and don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, friends, bye.